Hello and welcome. Today we'll be looking at the mobile application that comes along with your VoicePro hosted system. So the first thing you want to do is go to your applications store. Whether you are an Android or an iPhone user, does not matter. Just go to your app store and look for Accession Communicator. And on the screen there, you'll see what the icon looks like, and you will obviously install that. Then open it, and once you open it, you will see a screen for logging in. When you click the login, you will want to put in your direct dial number, your DID number, as it sometimes is referred to, and you'll also put in your default password. Both of those will be provided either directly from VoicePro or your administrator. Once you enter in those two items, you'll want to remember password and then click the login button. Once you log in, you'll be asked to select a provider. There'll be a rather lengthy list of telecoms, and you'll want to scroll towards the bottom and click on VoicePro or VoicePro Networks as your provider. Then you'll want to accept a series of terms. For instance, the application will ask to use the microphone on your cell phone, and obviously you want to say yes to that. You'll also want to select using the application over Wi-Fi and cellular service. And then you'll eventually see the screen that's the menu where you have contacts, dialer, chat, call history, messages, etc. By clicking on the dialer, you'll be presented with a touchscreen, which is very much like the touchscreen on your cell phone, and you'll be able to dial from this. The advantage here is that when you place a call using this application, the call recipient is going to see your office caller ID, not your cell phone's caller ID, so that can be advantageous when returning business calls. When you select your contact list, it will open up and you'll be able to see the contacts either within your network, contacts that you brought in from Outlook, or contacts that you brought in from your personal cell phone. You can consolidate all of your contact lists into one large one, or you can filter out depending upon your needs. You do have the option when you first log into the application to bring in the personal contacts from your cell phone, or you can say no to that. That really depends on your business needs as well as your personal needs. A lot of users of this application will keep those contact lists separate. You're also able to look at your call history. And this is all the activity for your extension. So you have incoming and outgoing calls listed here. So this could be useful for referring back to a call that may have come in a day or two ago, and you'd be able to find that call and return it, or you can even add that person to your contact list. With the application, you're also able to look at all your voicemails that are on your extension. And this way you can, it's just another location for you to listen and manage your voicemails. You can also delete from here. So it can be a useful resource focusing in on voicemails that you've saved. The other thing you'll notice on your menu would be the settings, and there you can do a number of things. That's where you can access your call manager as well as do things like change your password, and that's something that you will want to do because you don't want to continue using the default password, so we suggest going to settings and making that change. Within your account settings, you can do things like change the ringtone for the application. and you can also do some different things with regard to the chat function, and you can also look at ways to change your contact list. Either you can have the in-network contacts or all contacts, and you can make that choice as well. So that would be a place where you can focus your contact list if for some reason you decide you don't want all of your contacts to be within the application. There is a way to filter those. Some important things to remember when you are using the application. First of all, if you are not connected to a Wi-Fi network, you will be using data on your cell network. In these days, most people have unlimited data plans, but if you do not, you need to be conscious of the fact that you are using data when you are using the application. Also, you need to keep an eye on your battery, because the application, when you are actively using it, it does consume power at a pretty high rate, so keep an eye on your battery. The other thing to keep in mind, and this is very important, that your cell phone is always going to take precedence over an application. So if your cell phone gets a phone call, it will interrupt a call if you are using the application. So what we advise is, if you are going to be using the application to place or take a call, put your cell phone into do not disturb, so any calls going to it would go directly to voicemail and not interrupt an application call. So those are the broad strokes of using your Accession Communicator mobile application as part of your VoicePro hosted system. Remember that your contacts list can bring in your Outlook contacts. Your call history is a great resource for all the activity on your extension. Your messages are easily accessible and managed through this application, and you also have a call manager that can help you with some call handling rules. And we want to thank you for taking the time to learn more about your Accession Communicator mobile application that came with your VoicePro hosted system.